everyone, thanks for stopping by. I'm Kara Elizabeth, a 3-5 emotional manifestor, here to provide you with your weekly energetic weather report via human design, a system that combines aspects of astrology, the I Ching, the chakra system, and the Kabbalistic tree of life. Now, every human design journey begins with looking up your unique human design chart, and you can do that at www.myhumandesign.com. Transits are the specific energies that are present in the universe at any given moment. I go over the sun and earth, the sun being our main experience and the earth being how we're grounding in it. And each transit tends to hang around for about 6 days. Now, my goal is to provide you with a general cosmic heads up on how you can expect to feel, what you can expect to experience, and how to best navigate your week. So if you're ready to go, let's get started. Alright, you guys, so it is that time of the week again. The transits have officially shifted. This is one consistent thing that we can always count on, isn't it? It's lovely. Okay, so this week, we're changing it up just a tiny little bit. So we are still going to be transiting through our spleen center. So this is our fear/intuition center. So this is nothing new. We've been transiting the spleen, going through all of the gates there for the last month and a half or so. But what is changing is we are going to be grounding through our ajna center. So that's something that's going to be new and different this week and how we're grounding, because we have been transiting the sacral. And so this is a very different type of energy as far as the ajna compared to the sacral. So just heads up with that. But I really just want to go ahead and just dive right on into today. Because the transit just shifted maybe within the last hour or so. And I don't know about you, but I sure did feel the shift. And I really felt the shift from grounding from sacral to ajna, because I started having quite a bit of clarity. Just feel like it's just coming in through that ajna and just like really helping me to just feel like really clear. Well, we'll just leave it at that. I feel really clear. So definitely curious to see how this is going to show up for you. So leave me a comment and let me know how you're feeling right now. But okay, that's enough of that. Let's go ahead and dive right on in. So our main sun experience this week is once again through the splenic center, and it is gate 44. So this one carries with it the energy of spotting patterns and turning them into wisdom. So very interesting energy. I have this normally in my chart. So if you struggle at any point this week, please reach out to me. This is something that I've had my entire life and have been working through. So I'm your girl. All right. So the gift of 44 is going to be making us all whizzes at spotting patterns and trends and being able to predict what's coming next. So we are all going to be able to look at all the things that have been so far and see the obvious next progression. So our minds are going to have the ability to automatically go, okay, if A and B have been before, then C will follow. So we're all going to be able to have that ability right now for the next 6 days or so. So this gift is going to show up uniquely, okay, number one, for each and every single one of us, okay? Because it's going to be showing up in the area of life that we're actually interested in. So just some examples would be like fashion, tech, sciences, or just general life. So for me, it's showing up as some ancestral, familial healing. So like family is a big, big theme for me in my chart. Ooh, and I'm seeing on the clock 444. So alignment for me here to talk about this. But mine is just definitely showing up in like patterns from families and such like that. So, and community connection, etc. So this could literally just show up anywhere for you. You can even just check your chart if you want to just get a hint. So take a look at your incarnation cross and take a look at those 4 gates that make up your incarnation cross. And that may give you a little bit of a clue as to where your interests lie and how this energy may be showing up for you. So, moving on. So, we're each going to have an effortless ability to see patterns. And this is also going to apply to people. So, we're instinctively going to know who is aligned with who. So, we're going to be able to sniff out which people are a good fit for each other. So some more examples would be like work, relationships, and friendships. We're going to be able to see who's going to be a good fit. And like with every gift, we're also going to be able to spot this for ourselves as well. So now in every pattern, there is a wisdom and there is intel. And we are here to use this wisdom that we've been gifted right now to improve the way that we do things and to put people together in a better way and to also be able to predict what's coming next. So having this knack for patterning means that you will be able to tell how things are going to evolve. So whose relationships will go well and what events will likely follow on from the current situation, whatever that may be. And in your own life, we are going to have this gift to really be able to learn from our history and to use that as guidance on how to show up differently today, in this moment, in this present moment. And so this is going to make all of humanity, or at least trying to shift us in this direction, on making us experts at evolution. So the trick is to use the past to create a better vision of the future and not the same vision as what's already been. Okay? Now, how can we make the most out of this energy while we've got it? And that is by practicing with this gift, practicing using this energy, because this gift has to be practiced. Because like all intuitive gifts, the more you can take note of them, the louder the messages become. So how good you are at this gift is in direct proportion to how much you listen out for it, trust it, and then act accordingly. Because when you don't listen, it's like saying that you're not interested in that intuition. So guess what happens? Life doesn't send as much of it your way. So a good way to start a relationship with this gift is writing down, whether that be on paper or just on your phone in notes, write down all the little things that your intuition says to you, even if you're not quite ready to act on them yet. Just being truthful about what the messages are with yourself is already a giant step in the right direction, especially when the messages are kind of inconvenient. So by you acknowledging them anyways, that is a serious power move, my friends. And this is going to be you practicing with your intuition. So it's all about practice and practice listening. And that's going to tell your intuition, okay, I want more. So, okay, so let's send her more. Okay, so that's what's going to happen. It's all about practicing with it. Also, it's practice. So this is all about making mistakes. It's all about trial and error. So, and how do we learn best? And remember, this message is coming from me. I'm a third line. I'm all about this. We learn from our mistakes. So it's like a win-win either way. So just go balls to the wall with it. Practice. Just don't even worry about whether you're doing it right or not. Just do what you feel called to do. And just be open to what your intuition tells you to do. Like, just to give you an example. So today, I was like, I really want to buy this book because when I buy this book, it's like a pre-order. It's from one of my favorite authors, Rebecca Campbell. She has authored books as well as oracle card decks that I fucking love. But anyways, I digress. So she's coming out with this new book. And you could pre-order it and receive a free ticket to this big 2-hour ancestral healing event that she's hosting tomorrow on Samhain, on Halloween. Like it's a big deal, and it's like all about healing like the mother line and like that whole lineage, and just there's a whole bunch of stuff that comes with it. And like I said, it's this huge like 2-hour event, and I'm like, oh my God, like I want to do this so bad. But then when I go to like pre-order the book so that I can get my ticket, something stopped me, like my intuition. It's like, no, not yet. And I'm like, I'm like, but I want it. I'm like, but I want it now. And so I'm like arguing with my intuition. But it was just like, no, like I just had this like inner knowing of just like, no, it's not time yet. And it's fine, because you know what? That doesn't mean it's a no. It just means like, no, not right now. Don't do this yet. Just wait. And it's actually okay to just like sit back and listen to that, because there's still like over 24 hours left that I have to make this decision on whether or not I want to buy this book to get the ticket. So that's just a way that your intuition can show up for you and it not tell you what you want to hear, but it would be in your best interest to just listen to it. Because something that my mentor told me that has just stuck with me is, she said to me years ago, she said, the longer you wait, the sweeter the deal. Or, basically like the longer you wait, the better the deal. And I've really put that into practice. And it's really come true for me so many times when I can just listen to that intuitive voice and just wait. Just wait. Because who knows? Like it may be telling me to wait, because who knows? Like maybe in a few hours from now, she'll add something additional to the deal that will make it better. I mean, I don't know. That's the thing. It's like, I don't know why my intuition told me to wait and don't buy this yet. I have no idea, but I know well enough from past experience to trust it, because there's probably going to be something better to come along to sweeten the deal. So there's just an example for you, real life, from me to you. You're welcome. Let's move on. So what can block us in this energy from making the most out of it while we've got it? And there's a couple of things, because, like I said, this is a gate that comes out of the spleen. So there is a fear attached to it. There's a fear attached to every single gate that comes out of the spleen that we must overcome to be able to fully tap into the gift of this energy, of this gate. And the fear of this one is the fear of the past repeating itself. Okay, so we are going to be consciously and unconsciously ruled by this assumption that whatever bad experiences happened to us before are going to happen again. So that's the fear here coming up. So if you're experiencing that, just know that it's okay. This is just the energy for right now. It's not going to be going on forever unless you're like me and you have this normally in your chart and you experience this on a regular basis. Just know that it is something to just be looked at and something to be observed, and also something to work through for yourself this week to like really tap into the beautiful gift of this energy. So the logic here is the past predicts the future. But here's the thing. Just because you can sometimes see trends and casualties in life, it doesn't necessarily mean that there is only that. So life is also full of random, spontaneous events and very sharp pivots, as I'm sure we're all aware of. So remind yourself that people's lives also change overnight, that the future is also a totally blank canvas that you can create whatever you want to on it, and that negative experiences from the past only have a hold on your life if you choose to carry them with you. So this is like the huge, I don't know if the right word for them, but the word that's coming up is conundrum. I don't even know if that's going to make sense for this, but we're going to roll with that. This is that for this energy. Is like, yes, we are looking to past events to try and predict the future, but we also have to be flexible in that assumption that we're making. We have to be flexible and also remain open to allowing ourselves to essentially be surprised sometimes that maybe the outcome isn't necessarily what we're predicting it to be. So that's the interesting, twisty turn of this energy. Another way that we can be blocked here is not believing any off feelings that you get about people or situations just because you can't explain why. So that is going to be your key indicator that your intuition is speaking to you. It's just like from the example I just gave you. Is if your intuition tells you something and you can't explain it. You don't have an answer as to, well, why would it say that? I have no information to back this up. How do I know this is true? There's just nothing here. What? That's your intuition. When you just can't explain why or how you know something, you just know it or you feel it. That's your intuition. Keep that in mind, because part of what you're here to learn with this gift is that things don't always have to make sense on paper to be true. Instinct is the oldest form of intelligence, people. Trust it. All right. Now, that came out hardcore, but apparently it needed to, so I'm trusting that. Now, let's move on to gate 24. This is the one that's coming out of the Ajna Center this week. This is the energy that we're going to be grounding in, and it carries with it the energy of quiet breakthroughs. So the gift of 24 is going to give us the ability to constantly upgrade our understanding of life to higher dimensions. Isn't that nice? So you know that saying that problems cannot be solved at the same level of thinking that created them? That's this gift. Transcending our current approaches so that we can see more clearly and consciously. So this is some major evolution happening this week, okay? And we all know, sometimes, evolution ain't easy. So give yourself some grace. Give yourself lots of hugs, lots of self-care. So go into your chart. Look up where your Venus is, what gates you have in your Venus. That's how you're going to be taking care of yourself. So go look that up. If you're having a hard time, tap into your Venus, okay? All right. Anyways, back to it. We are each going to be someone who is always going to be reaching for more clarity in our lives right now. So whether that's a situation that we're in or a subject that we're interested in. And we are also going to be given the patience to ponder that same thing until one day, all of a sudden, poof, clarity is going to come. You get an aha moment, okay? So, all right, create space this week. Create that vortex, create that vacuum to bring in those aha moments. So pondering is way more passive than thinking, actually. So you're not going to be forcing the answer, because we should know by now that if we try and force clarity, that's just going to push it further away from us. So we're not forcing the answer right now. We're just giving it time in our brains and staying open and ready to receive the clarity whenever the perfect time is for us to receive it. So this goes back to another one of my most favorite sayings of all time. I tell myself this on a daily basis. If you needed it, you would have it. And you always have absolutely everything that you need, period. So how can we make the most out of this grounding energy while we have it? And that is by not thinking more, but thinking better. So aha moments are going to happen when we can improve the quality of our thinking. So essentially, you don't need to think more, you just need to think better. And we're each going to be someone who is going to be so skilled at this for the next 6 days. So seriously, this is great. Make the most of it, people. All right, so most of us think about the same handful of things on repeat day in and day out. And also, we think about it in the same patterns. So for the average person, thinking about thought A always leads them to think thought B. And this person might feel like they're choosing each of their thoughts, but they're actually dictated by their hardwiring. But each of us, with this gift of 24, we are going to have the ability to hotwire this hardwiring. So we can observe our automatic thought patterns and then bust out of them, creating entirely new ones. Ones that we've actually chosen and that will actually serve us. Oh, yay. All right. So now, the gift 24 is also going to give us that huge capacity to rise up above these patterns and experience new ways of thinking. This is because we are each going to have a highly original mind that can see above the mental chatter that rules most people's minds. And in doing so, we are here to move the rest of humanity forward and to help bring in healthier, better relationships to our thought processes. This is going to be a very large part of our purpose here this week. We are each going to be here to transcend regular ways of thinking and push our minds to higher levels of understanding. And when we do, we are going to have breakthroughs in the way that we see. It's like wearing a better pair of glasses all of a sudden. What you're looking at doesn't change, but your perspective has been upgraded. So now, where can we struggle here? Where can we get blocked? There's a few things, okay? Because this is ajna, so sometimes that can be kind of tricky because it's in the mind, okay? So what can block us? The first thing is by filling our minds with distractions or staying busy. So this gift is going to work best in the silence and doing nothing, because it's in the silence and the doing nothing that our lives get changed. Most of our genius and most of our growth is going to come when we can remove all the unnecessarily stimulation and activity. No way around this one, people. So if you ever chose a week to rest and just be with yourself, this is it. Now, the next way we can get blocked here is by forcing an answer rather than just staying open for it and waiting for it. So the beauty of this gift is in having that quote unquote open to receive state. And even though the world will tell you that you do, you don't have to have an answer for everything all the time. Because the best truths and answers are the ones that we water carefully with our time and attention, but we allow to bloom when they're ready. Plus, having positive forward movement in our lives is not about having more answers. It's about having better answers. Okay, I love that. Oh, that makes me just feel all mushy gushy inside. Okay, now the last thing that can block us here in this energy from being able to ground and tap into it is by realizing that not everyone has this same patience and openness to breakthroughs as you do, okay? Because yes, while we are all going to have access to this energy and we're all going to have access to tap into the gift of this, we are all very unique individuals and on very unique paths and different parts and places in our journeys, in our little unique journeys. So some people may be able to tap further into this than others, and that there's nothing wrong with that at all. It just all depends on where you're at right now and how this energy is going to affect you ultimately. So it's just realizing that not everybody's going to be on the same level here as far as having the patience and the openness for breakthroughs right now. And it's just knowing and trusting and just allowing that to show up however it needs to. And this is really just going to be where you're just going to want to focus on you, focus on yourself and where you're at on your journey, okay? Because sometimes we overlook what could be so valuable simply because we don't realize that it is valuable. And if we don't realize it, we can't flex it and put it to use. But only when we do does it have the chance to flower. So, like I said, mind your business. Focus on you. Focus on your journey. Focus on your actions, what you're doing. And just allow other people to be whatever it is they want to be here in this energy. Okay? And I'm going to leave you on that note. So, that is your transit for the week. Please let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns. Of course, if you want to dive deeper into transits with me or just work with me in any other capacity than this podcast, all of my links are located in the detail description box below. You can find everything me there. And on that, I'm going to leave you with an I love you and a good luck, and I will see you guys next week.